What is it? Okay.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Week 7. Here we go. The guru is back with the warden. I'm the warden here. He's the guru. We're gonna get this party started. Um, let me just get my stuff ready. For week 7, we're gonna kick you guys off with QBs, kickers, and receivers. Give you what you need as we are getting closer to that midway point. You know, a lot of guys starting to have those bye weeks, so hopefully we can
A
get you
lot of
guys
new
some pretty.
faces.
Yeah, exactly.
A
Exotic
lot
new
of new
faces,
faces.
and hopefully we can get you guys some guys to enter as we gearing up at some more of these bye weeks. A lot of new faces, as Guru said. So here we go. QBs week 7. Get ready. Number 1, Patrick
He's not a new
Mahomes.
face.
He's not Patrick Mahomes. Number one ranking QBs. Got a good game out there in San Fran. Tough San Fran D. Looking forward to that matchup. Number 2, Lamar Jackson. Rivalry there. AFC Central matchup there with Cleveland Browns. Coming in at number 3, moving up in the rankings, will be Kyler Murray for this week 7. Joey Burrow at number 4, followed by the GOAT, Tom Brady. He's not looking like the GOAT, but he's still a GOAT, though, in my book, always going to be the GOAT,
I think he's got something to prove.
Oh yeah, they're lit there. They've got this is a must win for them, in my opinion. They got to win this game here.
Yes.
Playing at Carolina, so should be a good one. Good pick up a good win for them. Number 6, Justin Herbert. 7, Aaron Rodgers. Where is Aaron Rodgers? We don't know where he's at. Hopefully, he shows up this week out there in the capital of this here United States, and that's against the
He's
Commanders.
another one that's in line. He's got to get it together, or that team's not going to make playoffs.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm talking to a buddy of mine, first time ever. One of his leagues dropped Aaron Rodgers. Don't know why you would do that, but okay. Um, he's not a guy you drop. You know what I mean? Regardless how
No.
bad he's doing, you don't drop Aaron Rodgers. Number 8, he's back. The Dak man, Dak Prescott. Good matchup out there at home against Detroit. So make sure you get Prescott back in your lineups there for this week. He'll be back. Russell Wilson coming in number 9, followed by Matt Ryan, number 10. Matt Ryan had a nice game last week. That was the Matty Ice that we've known from years ago, I would say. But it looked like he's starting to click a little bit. Hopefully, JT will be back this week for him and they can be a balanced offense. Number 11, Geno Smith, followed by Jimmy Garoppolo at number 12, coming in from San Fran. They're back from the bye week. Number 13, Derek Carr with the Raiders. They've got a matchup against the Houston Texans, so look for the Raiders to light up their scoreboard with this Josh McDaniels offense. Also, who's back is Tua Tagovailoa. He's coming back this week from concussion protocol there.
Too soon.
Uh,
Too soon.
exactly. You know what I mean. But get Tua back in your lineup if you need that those points there. He'll be starting this week against Pittsburgh. 15, he's also back from a bye week, and that's Jared Goff. If he's out there in the waivers, pick him up just to get some more points. But he's got against a tough Dallas defense though. But two QB league, insert Goff in your lineup. Coming in at 16, Marcus Mariota. He had a good game. Not a lot of pass yard, but had a couple of tutties though. 17, Trevor Lawrence. 18, Justin Fields. Monday night matchup there at New England. Ugh, why the Bears playing primetime? I don't know, but okay. Um, Mitch Trubisky coming in 19. Pickett is in a concussion protocol, so Trubisky gets the nod again this week against a tough Miami defense. So we'll see how that goes there. Back from a bye week as well as Ryan Tannehill coming in at number 20 against the Indianapolis Colts. Followed by Daniel Jones, who just continued to win some games out there in the New York Giants. Um, Taylor Heineke coming in at 22. Taylor Heineke, I'm sorry. Um, Wentz is on the IR, so Taylor gets the nod. We'll see. We'll see what Taylor does this week. You know what I mean? He's a wishy-washy QB, but he can get you some points. You need that 2 QB league, so Taylor may be a good option to pick up. Thursday night's game tomorrow, Andy Dalton, he's going to get the nod. Winston's not going to be back just yet. Dalton will get the nod against Arizona. And coming in 24 is Bailey Zappi. Another Monday night there. Mac Jones is not ready just yet, so Bailey will get that start again out in New England. Let's go to kickers.
Real quick, let's
Yeah,
if we can, we got a minute here. Let's talk
yeah.
about a few of these quarterbacks. Well, we got a second.
What you got?
Russell Wilson, ranked inside the top 10. A lot of people would think that I'm losing my mind. this is if he's the future Hall of Fame quarterback that we think he is. I think he knows that he's got to turn it around now, where that season is completely lost.
right
They're
now.
done. They're absolutely done if they don't start winning and winning right now. They don't have time to get used to each other anymore. That's all that talk has to go.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see an excellent effort. They got two great wide receivers and a pretty good tight end there. I don't know why they're leaning on the running game as much as they are.
Right. Yeah.
Seeing that they're running a guy that wasn't even playing a month ago. He was on the waivers. They had to bring him in, and he's starting against over one of their two-headed monster. After they lost their starter to the injury.
Right.
I don't understand. I don't understand their thinking, but you brought in a guy, you paid him $245 million to be a quarterback, and you're running the damn football.
Right.
Exactly. And see, if you run the quarterback, if you got to run the ball, if you got a 10-point lead the third quarter or fourth quarter, you're trying to run the clock out. But they are not letting that guy go. They're just not letting Wilson do his thing, and it shows. And they better get that straightened out quick.
Agreed. Agreed.
Dak Prescott. I'll talk about him for just a minute. Prescott coming back from the injury where they had a quarterback that played fine, played well. Even for a little while, there were people talking about, this should be our starter. No, it shouldn't. Right. I don't care how good well he played this time off. He should not be the starter over Dak Prescott. Prescott may not be the fantasy darling that everybody was hoping he would be at the beginning, but he's a winning NFL quarterback. They find ways to win every year. They get in the playoffs every year. I don't care what the running back situation is. If they get hurt, I don't care if his wide receivers get hurt. As long as Prescott's there,
right,
they get it in the end zone.
Right.
And the last one I want to talk about is another guy who I never, ever thought would be in this situation, and that's Aaron. It thrills me a little bit that they are struggling after they traded their best receiver away so they could give Aaron $40 million or $45 million a year. And he's out there out west tearing it up.
Yeah.
And the T-Mobile. Dang it! I hear the first time. Packers. The Packers are struggling without him. I mean, they are really doing. It was not important. If people had realized how important he was, now you know.
Yeah.
It's not always about the quarterback. And now they got $45 million tied up in him for 3 years. I'm thinking, I hope they don't get lucky in the draft. They're in trouble.
Yeah.
Unless they turn it around now.
Yeah.
Other than that, I really got nobody else to really to hit on. So we can go ahead and move that if you want now to get these kickers out of the way.
Well, I'll rip through these kickers real quick, fast for our listeners out there. Number 1, Justin Tucker. Number 2, Evan McPherson. 3, Daniel Carlson from the Raiders. 4, Harrison Butker. 5, Youngsoo Koo. 6, Will Lutz. 7, Ryan Sukup. 8, Brett Mayer from Dallas. Number 9, Nick Folk. 10 out of Indy, Chase McLaughlin. Greg Zuerlein out of the Jets, number 11. 12, Brandon McManus. 13, Rainey Bullock. 14, Graham Gano from Giants. 15, Robbie Gould. 16, Jason Sanders from Miami. 17, Mason Crosby, followed by Jason Myers. At 19, Chris Boswell. 20, Riley Patterson. 22, Cade York. 22, Joey Slye of Washington. 23, out of Houston, Kaimi Fairburn. And then 24, Eddie Pinero out of Carolina. So those are the kickers. If you got some guys on the bye week, you can look through their rankings there and plug one in.
Yeah, if you need more information than that about kickers, tune in ESPN. We ain't touching it.
Right.
Because fantasy is about the skill positions.
Exactly.
Always has been, always will be.
Always will be.
And
always
that
will
being
be.
said, we're going to jump into an important skill position here.
Here we go.
I believe we're going to running backs, correct?
No, we're gonna go to receivers. Let's go to receivers.
Wide receivers, wide receivers.
Go to
Yes, sir.
receivers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll save the meat later. Number one, Debo Samuel from San Fran. Number two, back from the bye week, Devontae Adams. I think he's going to tear it up this week against a weak Houston defense. Number three, kid Chris Godwin, who had a good week last week. Him and Brady seem like he's getting this thing, his groove back. Four, Jamar Chase had a good week there, followed by Tyreek Hill at number five, who had over 100 yards receiving. Six, Mike Evans. Seven, Amon Ray St. Brown out of Detroit, followed by Mike Williams at number number eight, and then T Higgins. Man, what is wrong? T Higgins out of Cincinnati at number nine. 10, I'm sorry. 11, Michael Pittman Jr. had a good game last week out there in Indy.
Yeah.
12, DK Metcalf, followed by Jalen Waddell. And 14, he's back. DeAndre Hopkins, he's eligible to play this week, so get Hopkins in the lineup. Kyler Murray's been waiting for this guy to get back. So, exactly. Hence the reason why Kyler Murray moves up in that rankings. He's get Hopkins back. 15, Chris Olave. Keep an eye on Olave. I know he's questionable right now. I'm hoping he can be ready to go tomorrow night because I get him. He's my deep threat in my league. So hopefully he's playing tomorrow. Keep an eye on Olave. 16, Allen Lazard from Green Bay. 17, Tyler Lockett. 18, Brandon Cooks out of Houston, followed by Coop out of Cleveland. That's Amari Cooper. 20, Cortland Sutton, as Guru was talking about with him and Russell Wilson. Hopefully they can continue to click. 21, Christian Kirk out of Jacksonville. He's become Trevor Lawrence man out there. Brandon Ayuk, he finally showed up last week. 2 tutties. That's coming at 22. Followed by 23, Jerry Jeudy out of Denver. 24, Terry McLaurin. 25, Josh Reynolds out of Detroit. 6, Alec Pierce, Indiana. 27, Jacoby Myers. He's a good guy. If he's out there in your waivers, I would look to get Jacoby Myers out there as in the flex spot maybe. 28, Romeo Dobbs out of Green Bay, followed by 29, Devin Duvernay from Baltimore. 30, Josh Palmer out of the Chargers. Deontay Johnson coming at 31 from Pittsburgh, followed by Tyler Boyd out of Cincinnati, that three-headed monster out there. Hope they can get it clicking against Atlanta. 34, Michael Gallup from Dallas. 35, Wandale from Robinson out of New York Giants. 36, Rondale Moore out of Arizona, followed by Robert Woods from Tennessee, back from the bye week. George Pickens, number 38 out of Pittsburgh, followed by Drake London from Atlanta, and rounding out your wide receivers, top 40, we're going to go out to Chicago, and that will be Darnell Mooney. This football game is a game of inches, as we all saw from that Thursday night game with the Bears. A game of inches. Guru, what you got?
That ripped my guts out watching my Bears lose that way. I mean, all he had to do is not bobble it. And he catches it in the end zone. That was brutal. What do I got, though? What do I got? We're going to talk about wide receivers. And you started talking about him a little bit, though. He's back.
Devontae?
Yes, Devontae. Devontae. Yeah, he's back, and he's had quite a bit of time off. He got suspended for using illegal substances. It wasn't performing enhancing drugs. It was to get his body, right. I guess they're all considered performance enhancing. But it was off season. It was in an off-season workout regimen that he got, and it was just part of the pills that he was taking. Said he didn't, he wasn't taking steroids or anything.
Right.
And, took these pills thinking they were clean and they were against NFL. And there's a lot of stuff that is accepted by the NFL that probably should be clear. And there's a lot of things that are cleared by the NFL that definitely shouldn't be. It's crazy.
Right.
But I think what they should put on that, but I don't care about this whatsoever. I just saw a kid get his career ruined a few years ago because of marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a receiver from, what was his name? The receiver from
Marijuana.
keeps getting suspended for
Oh,
and drugs.
Flash Gordon.
Yes, Lamar Gordon. Um, this guy was on his way to having maybe a Hall of Fame career. Um, but if not, I mean, he was going to be very, very good for a long, long time.
Right.
And marijuana messed him up. He's not going to be as wealthy as he should have been. Not going to be able to take care of his family and friends and things like that the way he should be, all because of marijuana, which does nothing.
Just say no.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't make you. It doesn't make you play football better. It doesn't. You just got. Until it's legal, you have to leave that stuff alone.
You see the repercussions. You see the repercussions.
Make your own decisions once it's legal.
Yeah.
But until it's legal, stay off of it. When you got millions of fans leaning on you, you got your family depending on you, and now you've let everybody down on several occasions. It's a shame, man, because he seems like, other than having a problem with marijuana, he seems like a pretty good guy. Jerry Terry McLaurin. Is he going to show back up ever?
Mm-hmm.
We're 6 games into the year now.
Yeah.
And he might have 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
And maybe 200 yards, and that's not what they just gave him a new contract for.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
They extended him early. They didn't even need to extend him yet. What they did is a good faith thing. They thought, and I guess I did too, everything pointed to him being on ready to take that next step and to being a great receiver. And so far, 7 games in or 6 games in, he is disappointed and dropped the ball on many occasions. So, I mean, hopefully he rights the ship real soon. Is there anybody else you want to hit on real quick?
Not receiver-wise. You mentioned, Devontae. I think he's going to rip it up this week. I'm trying to think. Well, now they're on a bye week, so I'm not worried about. I was looking at Minnesota, looking for when Thielen's going to come back out as a number 2, but they're on a bye week, so maybe they'll do some things. But as far as this week, though, I'll be interested in seeing what Miami's going to do with Tua coming back now. If they're going to, tote that ball a little bit more with Mostert and less throws for Tua now. But he's got 2 stud receivers, stud tight end. So, I'd like to see him throw about 30, 35. So, Waddell and Hill will continue to be out there. But it'll be interesting to see how they're going to run this Miami offense this week with Tua coming back with all the stuff that's going on out there, concussions, his sacks, all that stuff. We see how Miami's going to handle him this week coming back. So look forward to that game.
I think bringing him back basically after, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
After he had back-to-back pretty severe concussions. Yeah. He only missed the 1 week, wasn't it? Or did he miss 2
No,
weeks?
He missed 2 weeks. He missed 2 weeks.
Okay. That said, I believe this is the biggest mistake that's been made in the NFL this year. If this kid gets another concussion, you better bench him for the year. And you're only and from what I saw when he was staggering after the second one, and lost his footing and fell down, you can't. There's no way. You can't tell me he's ready to go. There's no way. You're not talking about playing, beer league softball or something like that, where you're just not physical. These are the biggest, strongest athletes in the world flying around at breakneck speeds and just knocking the snot out of each other.
Right.
And after seeing them fumble around like that and stagger around, there's no way. I mean, I know NFL's a big business as well. And they're paying them lots of money and all that good stuff. But you know what? If he's if he's what you think he's going to turn out to be, and he does, gets him, and you hurt him this year, and he loses a year, and something happens, he never comes back the right way. They should feel bad, and people should lose their jobs and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I mean, I know it's a win now league. You have to win now, or coaches get fired and GMs get kicked.
Right.
But you're talking about a kid's health and his future, and he's not going to say no. Not only are they getting paid lots of money, but they love the game of football.
Right.
So they're like, "Oh, well, do you feel like playing?" What's he going to say? No, I'm not going out there.
Right.
They got the warrior in them. They're going out there to compete with their five brothers on the offense.
And all that money.
Yeah, and he wants to insure it. He wants to make sure his next contract is even better.
Right.
But unfortunately, like I said, man, if he takes one more shot to the head, his career's in jeopardy at that point.
Yeah.
So I wish the best for the guy, because he was entertaining to watch when he's on.
Yeah.
It was a little questionable for the first year or so, but they just didn't have any talent around him. But now you got one receiver that was over there already. He's the third year now. He's ready to blossom, and he is. And then they got the free agent from Green Bay. Well, they didn't. Not a free agent. They made a trade to get him, and he's already got 3 games with 170 yards.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
Just not getting in the end zone as much as they would like, but I have a feeling that's going to change right away. But yeah, that's all I got. Then, if you don't have anything else with the receivers, we'll call it an afternoon here.
We'll call it a session, man. That's all I got, man. So thanks for tuning in session 1. That was your QBs, receivers, and kickers. Sit back, go grab a quick snack, and we'll be right back with the meat of the with the lineups there with your running backs, tight ends, and defensive special teams.
All right. See you shortly, folks. Enjoy.